What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching the DC edition of the Ragin Nation Show. This is just websters. We're talking about all things that matter to me in the DC Cinematic Universe. This is episode number 23, and in this episode, you know we got to talk about the new news and updates for Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, as well as the Suicide Squad filming in Toronto. But before we talk about that, let's just talk about Tom Hardy. And Tom Hardy is, of course, making headlines for the success of Mad Max Fury Road. And I do understand that Mad Max Fury Road really has nothing to do with the DC Cinematic Universe, but Tom Hardy does. Now, you might think that Tom Hardy has no longer a connection with the DC Cinematic Universe, but other than the fact that he portrayed Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, he still is connected with the DC Cinematic Universe. Apparently, he's not only interested in portraying a character, some character in the DC Cinematic Universe, but he's been in talks with Warner Brothers to still have a role somewhere in the DC Cinematic Universe. No one knows who or what it's going to be, but apparently it is a role that has never been portrayed before in film, in the DC films. All right, so this is a bit of a surprise. Originally, he wanted to play Rick Flag. He wanted to play Rick Flag, but due to scheduling conflict, he couldn't do it. One of the films that he was filming at the time actually was delayed and extended for a couple more months, and because of that, he was replaced with Joel Kinnaman as a Rick Flag character. But there's still a very, very big chance that we're going to see him again in the DC Cinematic Universe. Of course, Warner Brothers and the studio executives love him for his portrayal of Bane, and so, you know what? They think he's a bankable star, and they want him back to have a role in the DC Cinematic Universe. So that's really, really exciting. So let's talk about Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad. Well, before I begin, I just gotta let you know that there are minor spoilers for the things I'm gonna talk about. So if you don't want to know anything about Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, please stop watching right now. And it also goes for Suicide Squad. There's gonna be a bit of minor spoilerific stuff, alright? But let's just talk about it, starting right now. Here's a rumor. This is just a rumor, and this rumor says that, or rather claims that Lex Luthor is going to wear his war suit in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. We still don't really know for sure who the main villain is. I mean, there was the suggestion of Darkseid. You know, there's a mention of Doomsday, and of course, we already know that Jesse Eisenberg is going to be there as Lex Luthor. But if Lex Luthor is going to go up against anybody, he's got to wear his war suit, all right? So if you don't know what the war suit is, it's a suit of armor that that Lex Luthor wears when he goes up against Superman, all right? And, well, you know what? There's got to be a main villain, and eventually Batman and Superman got to put aside their differences, and they have to go against a common evil, all right? So this is just a rumor, but it's possible that we might see Lex Luthor wearing his war suit when he goes up against Superman and perhaps other members of the Justice League. Now, here's rumor number 2. And rumor number 2 is that Lex Luthor is going to create Doomsday using the body of General Zod. All right? This is, you know, knowing that this could happen in this film makes me crazy. Crazy in a good way. Because, you know, this is like huge. This is really, really huge to know that we're getting Lex Luthor, Doomsday, and possibly Darkseid, and also not only that, but we're getting a main event with Batman versus Superman. To know that there's all these portrayals of antagonism going on. That is huge. All right, so what do you guys think about that? Lex Luthor will create Doomsday using the body of General Zod in this film. Okay, so very, very crazy if that's really going to happen, or rather, if we're really going to see that happen. All right, so there you have it. Now, lately, there's been a lot of promo art. There's been a lot of promo art being released, and one of these promo arts is or there's rather new promo art, is Wonder Woman and her signature gauntlet pose. All right, I really do hope we get to see this. All right, this is something that is straight out of the comics, and I think it's very important that, you know, if they're going to make a comic book film, they should really at least not only bring the characters in there, but bring the concepts and ideas from the comics. And one of those things is the Wonder Woman gauntlet pose. All right, it's very, very iconic, and it's great if it'll really be there. Now, here's another piece of promo art, and it's very, very spoilerific. But here's some promo art of the battle between Superman and Batman in his armored suit when he goes up against Superman. Check this out. Here and here. Now, does this look familiar? Does this look familiar? This looks familiar because this is exactly the way it was portrayed in the comics. Okay? We're most likely, I mean, based on this promo art, it suggests that we're going to get scenes where we're going to see these iconic, shots. These iconic shots of Superman and Batman doing battle together exactly the way it occurred in the comics. So I hope that really happens. And if it does, oh man, I'm going to have some fanboy moments. Alright, moving on, let's talk about Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is filming right now in Toronto, and there's been a number of really, really significant things that have been happening. And let's just recap on some of the things that happened over the past a week or 10 days. And well, there's some photos shot of these cop cars that have the words Midway City on it. Midway City holds a huge significance in the world of Justice League, because that is where Hawkman and Hawkgirl live in. Okay, this is their city. So I'm curious, that is this just an Easter egg, and it's just an Easter egg for fans to look at, or are we really gonna see a Hawkman and Hawkgirl appear in the Suicide Squad? Who knows? Something tells me that they're just gonna hint and mention it, and that Hawkgirl and Hawkman might not appear. I think it might just be an Easter egg, alright? Moving on, in the Suicide Squad, of course, there's many members of the Suicide Squad. One of them is Killer Croc. He's a very, very fascinating villain. It's a movie about villains, okay? I'm not saying he's the villain of the movie, but he's a fascinating villain, at least in the Batman world, the world of Batman, the Batman universe, alright? Well, we are now seeing our first full-body look at Killer Croc without his hood on, or his jacket on, or something that covers his body up. Here he is, full-scale reptilian look. Look at that. That is the way Killer Croc should look, and I think they did a good job with the makeup department, because they really, really nailed Killer Croc. And man, he looks great. So there's your full body shot of Killer Croc. Now, in the Suicide Squad filming, a lot of people have been wondering, where is the Joker? Where is the Joker? We haven't seen the Joker yet. We see a lot of the Suicide Squad members. We've seen a lot of them, but we haven't even seen the Joker yet. Well, here is our first look at the Joker. Jared Leto as the Joker, and here he is. Here's the Joker. Fluorescent green hair. The red lipstick, the white face. Very, very Joker-like, very Marilyn Manson inspired, just because of the way he looks, but very, very crazy looking. I mean, if you look at this looks like a very, very clean look for the Joker, compared to Heath Ledger's Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker looks very, very, I guess, very, very dirty looking, if you will, right? But this is a very clean looking version of the Joker. And, you know, the makeup is put on very, very cleanly, flawlessly. He's got the green hair, which, like, you know, really, really makes him look like a clown. And that's Jared Leto as the Joker. Now, what's really interesting is that, you know, of course, Harley Quinn and Joker have a very, very dynamic relationship. They, like, especially in the comics, they have a very dynamic relationship, a love-hate relationship. And it looks like we're seeing a little bit of that in the movie of Suicide Squad. Looks like we're going to get that kind of character dynamics in the film, because here you see a gun being pointed, then you see someone being slapped, and you see someone being kissed, and then you see someone being hit. So we're getting a lot of this, like this kind of a dynamic relationship straight out of the comics and right into live action. We're gonna get that. They're not just characters in name only, they're characters as the way they should be, as portrayed in the comics. And that's really, really exciting to know that they're really staying true to the comics. And I'm really, really excited for this film. This movie just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and getting more highly anticipated as we see more photos from the filming in Toronto. Very, very exciting. Okay, I'm crazy excited about this movie. I'm possibly even more excited about this film than Batman vs. Superman. And the main reason why is because, well, I am excited about Batman vs. Superman, but Suicide Squad is something totally new. We've seen Batman films. We've seen Superman films. It seems like they've rebooted, you know, this is like the third reboot of both films. So there you have it. Or both franchises, rather. But anyways, there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. I want to share with you all these different promo arts and photos. What do you guys think about any of that? I mean, that's really, really crazy to know that a lot of this stuff is actually happening. And that we're really going to get these movies. So let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. Yeah, that's it. My name is Anchu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Sure that it's actually happening. Alright? So, that is confirmed. Moving on, another film that's actually happening, which is in the 5th